Good morning, my darlings, and welcome to a new vlog. We are starting the day today with a little bit of Cotswolds exploring. Charlie and I have lived in the Cotswolds now for 4 years, and actually I don't think, correct me if I'm wrong darling, but I don't think in the 4 years that we've lived here that we have actually been to some of the most famous kind of touristy or most popular villages here in the Cotswolds, including Bourton-on-the-Water. Have we been here since we lived here?
We may not have been here since we lived here. It's kind of strange, right? Because I feel like we say this a lot, but obviously when we moved, we were familiar with the Cotswolds, but we certainly weren't experts. And we'd been, I don't know, 4 or 5 times together and loved every experience. One of which was to this village during a stay, and I think we'll have to figure out where it was we stayed. But we've stayed in Woodstock before. We've stayed in Upper Slaughter before. It might have been on the Upper Slaughter visit. But then obviously we moved house. We moved house in the first lockdown, and for the American viewers, or for anyone that's outside the UK, we were obviously in complete lockdown. We weren't allowed to explore anywhere from about end of March through to middle of June, something like that. And then we were just like all in on the house, efforts. And basically, long story short, then we had obviously another couple of years of disruption. So we kind of, I don't know, maybe if that hadn't happened, we'd have been a bit more like, we've moved house and let's get out and explore. Or is it just human nature that when you move somewhere, you are excited and you explore your sort of, but you get stuck in a routine.
You do, yeah.
And our routine, as many of the YouTube viewers will know, it revolves around where we work out often though. Like if we're working out Bamford or Farmhouse, then obviously we go to Dalesford, or we go out in Great Chew, Quince and Clover. So we feature a lot of the same places because they're part of our normal routine. This is what, so we're Bourton-on-the-Water here. And this is a 34-minute drive that's taken us, which isn't that far
from our house, but
we think of it as quite far, don't we?
We do, but we drive through some really beautiful areas to get here, so maybe we'll stop off again in Stow. I think I last brought you to Stow during Vlogmas, but obviously we want to come back on a nice sunny spring day to show you in its full glory. But also Charlie and I just wanted to get out of the house, do a bit of exploring.
It's a good time of year to explore the Cotswolds as well, and
hopefully it won't be too busy, hopefully.
Because I think June, July, August is when it gets a lot more hectic.
Cray. Yeah, it could be. The Cotswolds is obviously such a popular area to visit because we just have the most beautiful traditional villages, and as you'll see shortly, the most gorgeous honey coloured stone and lots of thatch buildings. So much history, and just the natural landscape is absolutely gorgeous. And there are so many like iconic postcard perfect spots in this village and in so many villages all around us. But yeah, as Charlie was saying, I think sometimes you just get into such routines with what you're doing.
Life gets busy,
like when we lived in London, we didn't go to Buckingham Palace, we didn't go on the London Eye.
And I grew up in Windsor and never had a tour of Windsor Castle. So you don't always explore. And I guess what we want to do is we want to start doing this a bit more often for the channel. So we're open to everyone's,
for us as well,
and for us, but use it as an excuse because it's a working week. So when we know we're featuring it on YouTube, it sort of is an excuse for us to do it. At weekends, we're normally so knackered, or we've got other bits going on, we never have the time.
Well, we've got friends normally that come over at the weekends, and we have like our favourite places. Just like, oh, let's just go there. Cause
exactly, tried and tested. So I think what we want to do is we're open to suggestions, but we're going to kick off with here, where today we're going to just explore Bourton, Stow, and if we have time, the Slaughters, but maybe we'll save that for another visit. We're definitely going to come back in spring to all of these, but I think this one makes the most sense to start with because it is one of the most popular. Like people always ask from a straw top perspective, particularly our American audience. We've had a few sort of American guests booked for like week stays, and
we said in our last video like other nationalities do also.
Yeah, I know.
But it's mostly Americans, isn't
it? Canadian family have just booked a week. Great. And they were asking, you know, we want to go to London, we want to go to Windsor, and obviously my knowledge of those places is pretty good. But actually, outside of the little villages around where Straw Top is, and our own favourite, I was thinking, no, we need to really like give them, because they're here a whole week, they need to come here. And I was listing the villages, and Bourton, I think Bourton, Stow, Upper and Lower Slaughter, and maybe Chipping Camden are probably the top 4 most popular Cotswold villages. Or Byberry's actually probably top as well. So it's so hard, isn't it? So this is the thing.
We need to tick them all off.
Got
so basically, stay tuned over the next few weeks because we're going to be doing them all.
My aim
is about bloody time.
My aim in this is to cover all the ones that are popular.
Yeah.
And obviously visit some of the more photographed and Instagram featured areas. But then hopefully as we experience the villages, we can find little parts that aren't as discovered.
Yeah.
And also then build on this series, if you like, and feature lesser known villages that we think are just as beautiful.
Yeah.
Because a Great Chew isn't lesser known, but it's not even in the Cotswolds. Yet it's so worth a visit. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And there's other examples of that.
And if you want to bookmark anything, we do have a blog post which is all about our favourite places in the Cotswolds for 2024, which has a lot of our pub recommendations, food recommendations, and like general places that we are more familiar with. And we'll just keep adding to it. Maybe we do like a monthly update, or every now and then we'll just add to it.
Yeah, I think it's just nice to, as you said, it's nice to explore and not force ourselves, but have an excuse, which we have today, to actually get out and explore and enjoy where we live. And look, we bang on about the Cotswolds. We're very lucky to live in the Cotswolds, but equally there are so many beautiful places in the UK.
Yeah.
And we'd love to sort of eventually step out of that and start sharing, you going and visiting other, what are they called now? Not AOMBs?
National landscapes.
National landscapes,
Yeah.
so like the Lake District.
But this is on our doorstep. People come to our channel. We are like the Cotswolds, like we're Cotswolds
we're very lucky
influencers.
where we live, aren't we?
So we have to show what's here and share our advice as much as possible. So without further ado,
Let's do it.
let's go and explore Bourton-on-the-Water. Rather cute little old home just on the high street. Vine house. We think it might be an Airbnb. It's got a little master lock on there, which is always a strong sign. But look at the beautiful old doorway, the old windows, huge vine of sorts, maybe a wisteria growing up the side. I feel like J.K. Rowling might have come to places like this to get inspo for Diagon Alley. It looks almost like if Disney was to create a typical English village, it would create buildings like this. They're so typically cute. But there are plenty of places you can get tea and fudge. Bourton is most definitely known for those kinds of treats.
Slate roofs, aren't they?
Yeah, oh my gosh, fudge aplenty. Chili butter fudge. Wonder why the Cotswolds has so many different fudge places. What do you reckon?
I don't know. I'm not sure. It's a very British thing, isn't it? But it's more associated with Cornwall.
Yeah, that's true. It's Cotswolds trying to steal Cornwall's crown with the fudge. So I don't think this place is open at the moment, but it's called Ollie Bonnie Wood-Fired Pizzas. Wood-fired pizzas always...
Oh no, 2 PM to 8 PM. That's a bit strange.
So it's opening in half an hour.
Yeah.
Yum! So this is what Bourton is really famous for, is the beautiful river that flows through the middle of the village alongside its resident ducks and swans. It's just our luck, of course, that on this side there's lots of, looks like kind of police tape or something, I'm not sure. Hopefully that will be gone by spring when even more people come to visit. But the lovely low bridges, there are areas where you can literally paddle across the stream. So beautiful. We have it under good authority that there's an exceptional burger place in Bourton called Smith's or something. The sign is hinting it might be down here. Let's check it out. And we've found it! How cute! I just love the style of all these little old buildings. Cocktails, burgers, Smith's of... Is that a mac and cheese burger? Oh my gosh.
Don't think it's mac and cheese. Looks good,
oh wow. Pimiento mac and cheese.
Wow, that looks good.
Oh my gosh, and Smith's dirty tots. You can't say tots without saying an American accent, can you? Tots.
Shape around the old door.
Another beautiful old property made with the Cotswold stone. We're admiring the little porchway covered in moss over the door, with views out onto the little river.
And look at the views from this one.
This house, that almost looks like a rectory style house, doesn't it?
That one's awesome.
Beautiful.
Isn't that awesome?
It's beautiful. I think I've seen photos from summer as well. They've got some gorgeous flowers, and then imagine if this tree was in bloom.
Yeah.
And look, you can see how shallow the stream is. You do often find children or people playing in the stream in summer. It's a little bit chilly for that today, but it's just rather beautiful. Gosh, it just shows how strong the water is. He's really having to fight against it. I bet they do boat races here where you drop a boat off on a bridge down the other end and then...
What, like a paper boat?
Yeah. See
It's
which
good
one
for
gets
poo
to this
sticks.
bridge first. Poo sticks?
It's like Winnie the Pooh sticks. They chuck, like it was in Winnie the Pooh, wasn't it? You stick a stick there and then you race.
So we've obviously come to Bourton on a super grey and rather uninspiring day, but you can still get an idea of how beautiful this little village is. So many cute little homes along the edge of the river. Definitely going to have to come back here on a spring day. I've seen some gorgeous photos when the gardens are in bloom, when the trees are in green, but it's lovely how you can just keep using these little low footbridges to dart to and from across the different sides of the river. Lots of little nooks and alleyways to explore. I think we're going to head back, maybe find a little tea room, and I need a little bite to eat. This looks rather fun. Bourton-on-the-Water's magical toy shop. I feel like as a little boy you'd have been straight in there, darling. So many sweet little businesses here. This is the Cotswold candle makers. I wonder what they make here. Let's go and have a little look. Back streets, the Cotswold Perfumery, makers of fine English fragrances. I'm sure someone told me that some of the royal family have worn scents from this place before. Let's go and have a little look inside. Gosh, there was me expecting a Jo Malone experience, and it's almost like a museum of fragrances. Wow. So there's all of these little pots. You can discover which fragrance notes you're a fan of. Classification, a little bit of information about them. Oberon. Can't say I know what this smells like. A clean, green, sporty blend. Lovely. Time for a pit stop. We're going to check out Bakery on the Water. Well, close to the water. Specialty coffee and cream teas. Sounds perfect. Water rapids outside the Motor Museum on this sweet little corner, and they've done a hedge mini. Very creative. So that was just a little half-hour or 45-minute exploration of Bourton-on-the-Water. We've come to the conclusion, I think if you're visiting the Cotswolds, I would come to Bourton-on-the-Water maybe first thing in the morning before it gets really busy, because even on a grey day like today, and it's not necessarily like popular season visiting the Cotswolds, it's still pretty busy. There's lots of tourists around, which is nice to see for the local businesses. I think the local businesses have clearly leaned on the tourism because it's not the same level as places like Quince and Clover or the Yurt at Nicholson's when it comes to quality, but it is appealing to the tourists in the kind of offerings that they have. Lots of little gift shops.
You've said all that very politically.
I know. I'm trying to be positive. Here we go.
Well, no, I'm underwhelmed. I have to be honest. Look, hopefully everyone loves our honesty on the channel. I think you were very politically correct there, and I like that. Beautiful buildings.
Yeah.
There is honestly not one place here. Maybe Smith's we'd like to try for the burgers, but all the pubs are chain pubs. The bakery, put it this way, I think you did it politically correct. I'm going to be politically correct. Come to Bourton early in the morning, have a walk around Bourton, take it in, enjoy the stream, and then exit quite quickly before the crowds. Because there isn't...
The shops are quite clearly like geared towards tourists, there's nothing wrong with that. Like, there is clearly a market for it.
I would say there's a serious lack of authenticity.
It did feel like that a little bit. Like, there's not
shocked.
So many. I was expecting a few more
local businesses.
You've
got Cotswold Distillery, which is great. Yes. Obviously, I don't drink, and even the Cotswold Perfumery, it's great. I think it's brilliant that they're there, but it was like going back in time in the shop, but not in a good way. And I said to you, didn't I, if we were in the lottery tomorrow, I'd love to buy Cotswold Perfumery and rebrand it because it feels like it needs that, because it's British fragrances as far as I'm aware, but it smelled like my nan's bedroom.
I think it also just kind of highlights how you have to take recommendations when you go to places, because the obvious looking places to visit, like the bakeries on the side of the river, they are the ones that they don't really care about quality so much. And that sounds really harsh, but most people, I would say, that are probably their customers are their customers once, because they come and they visit, they get a coffee and a cake. It doesn't need to be astounding because they're visiting the Cotswolds just once, whereas exactly the same in London, like down Oxford Street, you're not going to get the best cake and the best coffee, or in the most touristy areas. But rounding it off in a positive way, it is a beautiful village. I think it is a lovely place to come and visit. As we both said, maybe first thing in the morning on a lovely blue sky day, come and explore, walk up and down the stream. That was my favourite part of this visit, just walking up and down the stream and seeing the beautiful homes either side.
And visualising that stream will be spectacular come the spring. It's a very grey day and it's still beautiful.
Yes,
so think about, we will definitely come back in the spring to see
and we're going to try Smith's Burger because I'm sold by that.
That does look good.
It does. So we're going to head. The pizza place looked really nice as well.
But it's weirdly not open till 2 on a lunchtime, which is a bit odd.
Very odd. Anyway, we're going to head to Stow next, which we have been to many a time before. They've got lots of really great antique shops in Stow, so if you've got an afternoon, then you can spend hours and hours exploring antique shops in Stow. Similar to Bourton, there's a lot of cafes, there's a lot of tea rooms, a lot of bakeries, again with mixed quality, let's say. And there is a very, very, very old pub called the Porch House. Maybe we'll pop in there. I actually technically haven't had lunch today.
No, but there's also a great, do you know what, we've never eaten there, but I know it's amazing. Comes very recommended, but because you don't eat fish, we haven't rushed there. But for dinner, and it's called the Old Butchers, and it was a butcher's, but now it's actually, believe it or not, more fish focused. I think you could probably get a steak there, but it's more of an evening place, but that has a great reputation in Stow. Obviously, we also know that the fish and chip shop in Stow is outrageous.
It's our favourite. The fish and chip shop in Stow is called Greedy's, and it is elite level fish and chips. So yes, we shall continue our Cotswold adventure, and we'll see you in Stow. So we have just pulled up to Stow, which is around 5 minutes away from Bourton-on-the-Water. There's lots of tea rooms, lots of shops. There's a lot more going on in Stow than there is in Bourton-on-the-Water. It's a lot bigger town. As I mentioned, lots of antique places as well. If you can see flashing on my face, it's because there is a pickup truck right next to me rescuing someone. But yeah, we're gonna have a little wander around. There's also a Fairfax and Favour shop here, so lots to see. Let's go next. A bit chilly for ice cream today, but that looks rather nice. Alfonso Gelateria, specialty coffee and authentic ice cream. Lovely. Heading back towards the high street, there's D'Ambrosi Fine Foods, and they always have some really tasty little bits in here. Let's have a look. We've decided, you feel like we're cheating on Quince and Clover, we're going to have some of the lovely salads that they make here at D'Ambrosi in the boutique. I love how you turn the smile on as soon as I start filming. So we just ate quite an impromptu salad selection, late lunch at D'Ambrosio.
Is it
so nice.
Or D'Ambrosio?
Not sure.
I just took a photo, so let me check. But we have been in there before.
Yeah. They said that D'Ambrosi.
We've been in there before, and I think we just missed their lunch. But I would say those salads we just had, and some like lovely. They had lovely pulled pork and stuff, all fresh.
I had a pulled pork empanada.
Andrew, it's a husband and wife, and Andrew is a chef from New York. So he's from the US, as is
Jenny.
And
or Jessie.
I met Jessie. Just amazing quality food.
Yeah.
Almost Quince and Clover level.
Yes.
I would no. Do you know what? I would say they're up there. We were chatting to them, and I was just saying, you know, how surprised I was with Bourton, and they were saying that, you know, it's tricky here as well, even running a really good restaurant, because a lot of the clientele aren't here for that.
Yeah,
so that was quite
they want a quick sausage roll, they want a quick burger. Yeah, it's interesting. Well, as you can see, we're opposite Fairfax and Faber, so let's go and have a little look. You wearing your Fairfax gilet now? Have you got a Fairfax gilet? No. Oh no. Right, let's go and have a look. Cotswold attire. I like the wood surround here as well, it looks nice. So we've just eaten, but I just wanted to show you this place, the Porch House. Chloe said the food was pretty good here, and it says on the sign here, England's oldest inn from 947 AD. How do they know? Like, that's insane.
Yeah,
AD. I've never seen.
Sure, you can probably claim definitely you're the oldest one. However, it's
England's
they
oldest
know the
inn.
age of the building, don't they? So,
Yeah.
So I guess
Maybe there's a historian came in and could prove that it's been an inn for nearly 2,000 years.
We actually came here. I think we stayed in Salter's Manor House back in 2015, something like that. And we came here for lunch.
Yeah, we had like a burger. I remember it being okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, look at the beautiful old building. Really, really lovely. I bet it's so cozy inside. So cute. We just walked down this end of town to show you our favourite fish and chip shop in the Cotswolds. We love it. It's not open yet for dinner, but Greedy's Fish and Chip Shop, it's the best. Always having a little look in the estate agent windows. Gosh, that's cute. Up at Oddington. It's already under offer. Gorgeous. As we mentioned, there are so many antique shops in Stow. I've never actually been in this one before. Durham House Antiques. Looks like they are more of an art focused antique place. Discovered thanks to Instagram about this incredible doorway.
So this is an 11th century church.
Yeah. So 11th century, is that the year like 1000?
No, because okay, so let me get this right. So 14th century would be 1300s. So 11th century would be 1066.
Wow.
11th century.
Yeah, so like year 1000.
Learnt was that these yew trees were planted as saplings. Obviously yew trees are always sort of synonymous with churchyards, and they were potentially, I don't think there's any actual 100% evidence, but people have decided that these maybe inspired a scene in Lord of the Rings. So is it J.R. Tolkien? Is it? I'm not a very good history guide. You put me on the spot here. You're looking at me as if I should know all the facts. We watched a reel that explained this. But long story short, it inspired Lord of the Rings.
Maybe, because he was a lecturer at Oxford.
Yeah, but
it was inspired the entrance to the dwarf world, apparently. But regardless of whether it inspired something or not, it is a really beautiful historical doorway. Just, you can imagine people centuries and centuries ago coming to worship here. It's very, very special. So you might remember I popped in here just before our wedding to buy a few things that we needed for decoration at Tara Antiques. It's a bit like Station Mill in that it's got lots of different antique dealers all around this higgledy-piggledy building. So let's go and explore. The frog? Oh, the mushroom. Here's a little trick for you. If you were to go to Dalesford and buy an antique watering can, it would probably be over £100, but here, this is a bargain at £28. So I've been doing lots of potting up of different beautiful plants lately, and it's places like this that you can pick up lots of old terracotta pots.
I was thinking that we need a few, but they could look quite nice in the kitchen at straw top too.
Ooh, it's a fun idea. We are back home again. I'll apologise now in case you hear Dexy barking. He's playing with Charlie right now and also very much hinting that it's his dinner time. So I'll go down and sort that out for him in a second. But I've really enjoyed our afternoon of exploring and definitely want to make that more of a regular thing. As I said earlier, I feel like we've lived here, gosh, it's gonna be 4 years next month, which just feels completely wild, and often you don't explore the places on your doorstep. So yeah, let me know if there are any places that you have heard a lot of things about or you're interested in visiting in the Cotswolds, and I'll make it my mission to tick them all off. So back home now, it's 5:30, I've just done a little bit of admin. I'm gonna take my makeup off now and do a little bit of a pamper, and I've got a new device to share with you which I'm really excited about, because if you've not watched my videos before, I'll let you in on a secret. There are a few things that I'm obsessed with: macaroni cheese, sausage dogs, seed sewing, and skincare devices. Not in that order, maybe that order. Anyway, I love a good skincare advice. I like skincare advice too, but I love a good skincare device. I love facials, I love massages, I love treatments, but living out here in the sticks, it's not quite as easy to have access to the most amazing treatments. And also, I can't help but think when I'm getting the professional ones that I would quite like to be able to just do it myself at home. And that is where Current Body comes in. Current Body is a website where you have the ability to choose from so many different professional quality devices. They are the one-stop shop for skincare devices. You will know that I am obsessed with red light technology. I use my LED mask probably 4 or 5 times per week. I love it. I love nothing more than lying underneath my Dermalux, which is the big one, which I also got through Current Body. And red light for me is just something that I see such a huge impact and improvement on my skin. In addition, I have also been really interested in collagen as I approach my 33rd birthday. It's in a while, it's not just yet, but at this age, collagen productions sadly start to plummet with our skin, which is not ideal. Collagen is like the scaffolding, the building blocks within your skin, and so we want to keep the collagen levels up. We want to keep it juicy so that our skin is firmer, smoother, tighter, lifted. So I'm basically doing everything in my power to keep the collagen levels up, which includes having collagen powder in my morning smoothie. I'm making and consuming a lot of bone broth, which is full of collagen. So ingesting things which are going to help with collagen levels, but also topically as well. So a lot of the skincare that I use, I do like to look to products which have proven anti-aging benefits, and I know that devices can be such a great way of getting that impact, and by owning the device, you don't have to keep going to a professional facialist every time you need a little pick-me-up. So the device that is my preferred device for improving collagen, this is the Current Body Skin. It's mirrored, so I always get fingerprints on it. This is the RF device, which is the radio frequency device. How this works is these little nozzles here, when it's plugged in, you press it to your skin, and these will gently heat the skin up to a very precise 43 degrees, which the absolute intelligent you-know-whats at Current Body have realised is the perfect temperature to help boost the collagen production in the dermis layer of our skin. So helps the skin to regenerate collagen, which gives us smoother skin, less visual wrinkles, tightness, lifting. So anyone that might be experiencing any sagging in the skin, around the jawline, around the mouth, any wrinkles around the eye area, their results are absolutely incredible. I actually did a little bit of a recce comparing this to other devices because, quite frankly, with the price, I was like, this seems too good to be true. But it actually heats up to a higher, more regular temperature than other radio frequency devices. It's more affordable, has a longer money back guarantee, and has been proven through independent studies and trials to deliver better results and quicker results. So I can't see any downsides, and as always, I do have a discount code for Current Body, which I'll leave on the screen here. JosieCB is the code that you need. I know loads of you have already treated yourself to the red light mask, and this works really, really well alongside it. What I would say about this, the treatment is longer and it requires more of your action, like you have to physically move it yourself, it can actually take up to an hour. Some people buy 2 of these so they can do 2 sides together. I do it while I'm watching TV. So actually, I don't really mind. It's quite relaxing, it's quite therapeutic, but you only need to do it once a week. And the results that Current Body have found are that within 8 weeks, you see a visible difference. And a visible difference is not just you seeing it, but your friends noticing it as well. So for me, the area that I always want to target is around my eyes. Someone took a video of me the other day and I had 2 eye bags under each eye. 4 eye bags in total. So that is where we're going to be targeting this today. Something that I find quite interesting about both this and I guess you could say the LED is that Current Body make the most of what we could call controlled damaging of the skin. So you kind of have to break down certain levels in order for them to build up and grow back stronger. Bear with me. So this contains the patented Skin Sense technology, and what this does is it means that it's constantly, like every less than a second, it's actually taking readings from your skin and adapting to your skin so that it can activate the skin's natural healing process. It's amazing. If you're in any doubt, have a little read of the reviews on the Current Body website because it is absolutely incredible. As I mentioned, you do have to have it plugged in when you're using it, so we'll go and sit at my dressing table in a second and I'll show you how to do it, but I will do it properly when I'm sat downstairs watching TV later, because as I mentioned, you do like 5 minutes here, 5 minutes here, 5 minutes here, 10 minutes here, 5 minutes here, 5 minutes here, 5 minutes here. So it can take a while, which is why some people buy 2, which is so funny. You could also split it up, like you could do like here one day, here another day, here another day. It doesn't make any noise. So if you're just like lying in bed watching TV with your partner, then you can just, or by yourself, or with loads of people who I don't judge, then you can just be doing it and it's quite relaxing because it's nice and warm. So you need a clean face, no moisturizer, no makeup. So let's get the day off my face. Okay, so I'm sitting here so that I've got access to the plug, but normally, as I mentioned, I'll do it by the TV downstairs or literally while lying in bed. We've got a plug next to our bed, and the cable that it is attached to is probably like 1.5 meters, so you've got a little bit of wiggle room. In the box, you get obviously the cable, you get the device, and you get your first little starter tube of the radio frequency conductor gel. I put on, what would I say that is, a large pea, a French bean sized amount of the conductor gel. It's probably more sensible to do it area by area, but I am impatient and I'm showing you the different areas, so I'm just gonna pop it on all over. So different areas will have different results. Some people, by the way, are using it to like plump out scars. So if you, maybe for example, if you had chickenpox when you were younger and you've got like a little dimply scar, this will help with that. It'll help smooth that out. It helps with crow's feet, any little fine lines on your forehead, smoker's lines, jowls, and also sculpting, lifting, tightening. Basically all the things that we want our skin to be doing. So there we go. I am slip slidey like a dolphin. Should have brought my towel. Turn the device on, you get the little smiley face here, and this will go flashing green when it's touching your skin, and then when it's solid green, it means it's at the right temperature to do your thing. So I put it on the middle setting. Oh, it feels so nice. It's just such a lovely warmth. So I actually kind of treat this like my Bible. This is the instruction manual leaflet. It's like having, imagine a warm lava shell massage, but on your face. It's just absolutely heavenly. So you could, do you know what? I'm such a multitasker. Let me know if you're the same. But if you had really long work calls, I don't know if this is allowed, I would say this is allowed. If you have really long work calls and you don't have to have the camera on, you could totally be doing this while you're at work. That would be amazing. Obviously, if you work from home. If you work in an office, people might think you're a little bit crazy. I've started on my jawline, and it recommends spending 5 minutes on this area. You can do one side at a time, or you can do both sides. And what this is doing is a little bit of sculpting, a little bit of lifting. This is called the 11 area, and I have got no idea why. But if you want to avoid or prevent yourself from needing Botox, then it's really good at those little lines in this area. But as I mentioned, for me, the under eye area is where I want to see tightening, I want to see lifting, and I do not want to see any wrinkles. Plus, I would argue this area is actually the easiest area to treat. As you can see, I'm just doing a nice little slow glide, a little semicircle, not getting too close to the eye. And by the way, you have to remove any piercings, and it's not advisable to do this on tattooed skin. I don't think too many of you will have facial tattoos, but I was thinking if you've had your eyebrows microbladed, you may want to avoid that area. So pretend that that's 5 minutes, 5 minutes on this side as well. And you don't really need to have a mirror. The only thing that it would be useful for would be to see when the green light changes color to amber, it does mean that you can move on to the next area. Or you can make your life easier, not require a mirror, and just set a timer on your phone. That's what I normally do. You do like a little archway over your mouth for smile lines. And again, it recommends 5 minutes doing this. It just feels like the loveliest little warm massage. Not painful in the slightest, and you can obviously add more or less of the gel to get the perfect slip. There are 3 different levels. I don't know if you can see this little smiley face thing here. I've got it on the highest level now because I don't see why you wouldn't want to have it on the highest level. And now my battery is flashing at me, so I kind of don't want to stop now that I've started. It feels so relaxing, but yeah, as I mentioned, 5 minutes on each area. I'm really just kind of showing you the motions right now, but I will be doing this officially, properly, while watching TV later on. It's just habit connecting. It's like taking your adaptogenic mushrooms or your collagen powder or whatever, associating it to a habit that you already have really helps you to maintain and like stick with it. So if you always watch TV in the mornings, or sorry, evenings, I would recommend doing it in the evenings because it does make your skin, you can already see it does make your skin a little bit red where it's getting warm, but that is just how you know that it's working. And with all things like this, patience is the #1 thing. You really have to be patient. You're not gonna look in the mirror after the first use and look 10 years younger, but people do say that they feel like they look 10 years younger after around 8 uses, so a couple of months. So start now, and by the middle of summer, you will be noticing results. Your friends will be noticing, people will be asking you what you're doing differently. And it's just a nice thing to do. So yes, I will leave my discount code for this link down below if you want to give it a try. I know some of you will buy 2, so you can do 2 areas at a time. Like imagine if you were there like, it would just make it so much easier. Well, not necessarily easier, but it would make it so much quicker. Maybe one day I'll become so obsessed that I will get a second one, but for now I don't mind because I just find it very relaxing. So there we go. That's just a little example of how you do it, either circular motions on areas like the forehead, the 11, the cheeks, or sweeping motions like over the smile lines or under the eyes. And there we go. It's as easy as that. This is an angle of my sink you probably don't regularly see, but just in case you're wondering how to clean it, I use these little things, and I was advertised this company on Instagram. It's called the Clean Skin Club, and it's basically like little microfiber towelettes, and you just dampen them. You can use it like a flannel, and I just use them for cleaning my devices, also my LED as well. And I use them, like after I've cleaned the device, I'll then just leave it here, and then when I do my evening cleanse, I'll use it again to clean my face. So double whammy. So there we go. And then where's the little lid? Here we go. And then it's just got this little stand that it sits in to protect those little radio frequency bits down at the bottom. So there we go, easy as that. Right, now it's time to go and have some dinner. Good morning, my darlings. It's now Thursday morning, it's the next day. I've done 2 back-to-back reformer Pilates this morning, trying to make up a little bit for lost time because I didn't manage to get on a few of my favourite classes last week, and I just felt like I needed to have a real good zhuzh. So 2 hours of reformer Pilates this morning. I'm feeling good, and yesterday morning's PT session with Lauren was also very intense, so I'm really feeling it on my quads. Is it the side butt? I think is the abductus, I think, and my butt. I'm really feeling it. But yeah, I'm starting to look more into when you track your workouts based on your cycle, your monthly cycle, and this is the week where I'm in power mode. So I thought I would make the most of it and do double Pilates. So today we've got a shoot day. We've got Jake here. He's actually somewhere in the house with Charlie. I've got no idea where they are. And then we are gonna head over to the Hook Norton Woods, and we're gonna go wild garlic picking. Wild garlic is covering the ground for about 6 weeks of the year, so not a huge amount of time, and it is so tasty. I just absolutely love wild garlic soups, risottos, pesto pastas. Oh, just, it's amazing, and it's free and it's abundant. So we'll take you with us to the Hook Norton Woods, the same place that we've been going for the last 3 years. Didn't go in 2020 because of lockdown, but yeah, we're gonna head there. And then I have had a delivery from H&M. I placed an order a couple of days ago, and some gorgeous pieces have arrived that I cannot wait to try on, so I'll do that with you a little bit later. I've popped on a Beaufort and Blake half zip knit. My discount code is still active. It is, I think it's Josie15 for 15% off. New collection. If I've got that wrong or whatever it is, I'll pop the Beaufort and Blake discount code on the screen. These are my Amazon leggings, the best ones ever, Lululemon dupes, and of course a thermal top. So without further ado, let's go wild garlic picking. Here we are in the woods behind the scenes. The boys are snapping away. It's quite fragrant, isn't it, darling? Yeah,
I think maybe that's what the fragrance, maybe linking to Cotswold Perfumery. Maybe when we buy Cotswold Perfumery and rebrand it, maybe we need to launch a wild garlic edition. Garlic fragrance.
I think so.
It's good for, I tell you what it would be good for though.
Yeah?
You wouldn't get any vampires around, would you?
You wouldn't, so we're quite safe on that front. So I'm going to show you a little tip when you're picking wild garlic. Oh, good day to you! Where's your mummy / daddy? Or are you here by yourself? Are you here by yourself? Oh, mummy's coming. And your brother. Oh, okay. Nice to meet you. So when it comes to picking wild garlic, you can't really miss it from the smell. It's this beautiful, rich, glossy green leaf. Wow, badger hole.
Or a fox.
Or a sausage dog.
Could
One
be.
of the three. Yeah, this lovely, very vibrant, glossy green leaf. And if you're in any doubt whatsoever, just pick a piece and sniff it. And yeah, you'll very quickly be able to tell if it's wild garlic. As with all foraging, you want to make sure that you only take a small part of the plant, not the whole plant. Oops. So what I would recommend is looking for a nice, young, juicy leaf like this one. And then just take one leaf from each plant and pinch it down at the bottom to try and get a little bit of the stem, because then you can store it in a little jar of water and it will stay fresh a lot longer if you have the stem, because that will enable it to drink up some of the water. If you're very organised, you can bring a little trug and a little snipper like I've got, but to be honest, you could just grab a handful on your dog walk and job's a good one. Even if you're watching this YouTube video 3 or 4 weeks after it's gone live, by the way, you can see it's still very early in the wild garlic season. There's lots of little babies still to come out, so you've probably still got until the end of April, I would say, is ideal wild garlic season. And if they start to flower, that means they're coming to the end, but you can still very much pick away.
Oh, that was beautiful.
Gorgeously done. So we have just been shooting this wild garlic risotto recipe, and it looks and smells absolutely scrumptious. We're going to be turning this into a reel and probably a little blog post as well to make the most of the wild garlic season. So if you want to know how to make it, stay tuned, and if the blog post is live already, I'll leave it linked down below. Okay, my darlings, it's the end of a shoot day, and I always feel like I neglect the vlog so much when I'm shooting. But Jake has just gone home. It started to pour with rain. Joy of joys. I actually didn't shoot this because, quite frankly, we don't have the weather. So I thought I would do a little try-on haul for you. What's new in my wardrobe from the high street. Actually just from H&M, because I saw one of you guys actually sent me a memo that the Wildflower collection is back. Yay! I bought a couple of things from the H&M Wildflower collection for the last 3 years. I don't know if it's even called the Wildflower collection anymore, but it's the best thing they do all year. In fact, I was going to say I haven't shopped in H&M since last year's Wildflower, but that's a lie because I get my thongs from H&M because they're like mega dupes of the hanky pankies. So I'm going to show you what I purchased. This is the first item, and it's actually 3 sizes too big for me, but I was so desperate for it that I was like, I'm just going to buy it in sizes 3 sizes too big. So this is their, let's bring you over here. This is their maxi dress, and I'm not going to show you lower down because I'm wearing the dorkiest socks. These are my Falk woolen socks because I've been in wellies all day for the bits that we've been shooting. But these are just, some people get annoyed when I say this, but they are the best gardening dresses because they're so light. You don't have to stress about the fabric because they can just get shoved in the washing machine and they're absolutely fine. They also don't need ironing because they are like don't know what you'd call it, but it's like a crinkle kind of material. And look at the fabric, look at the pattern. Sweet peas, you've got like almost a delphinium, you've got like a poppy watercolor. It's just so lovely, really, really lovely. So yeah, I just love these as lightweight summer dresses. I think I wore one of these dresses as well when I went to Oman to go into the market because I wanted to cover up a lot more. So obviously they're full length sleeve if you want them to be. If you're on the petite side like I am, then they're also full length. So I would say if you go on the website now, I'll leave direct links to shop all these pieces down below as always, but if you do go on the website and you're like, oh darn, my size is gone, don't worry, this is 3 sizes too big for me, and you can't really tell. Like this is where you would think it'd be too big, on the shoulder seam, because let's be honest, you cinch it in around the waist anyway. If you wanted to, where's my nice belt? If you wanted to elevate it, you could of course put on a smarter belt. It just comes with its own like string one. Ooh, the camera's gone crazy. I think it looks so much nicer with the sleeves rolled up. So yeah, if I was gonna, I don't know, leave the house, leave the garden, I might pop on a smarter belt, grab a little, you've not seen this one since my honeymoon, grab a little straw bag and you're good to go. Very, very cute. If my size was available, I might swap it, just there'd be less fabric, but it's really not bothering me and I love it. I do apologise if you can hear the rain hammering down on the window behind you. It's just what we want when we're filming a little spring try-on. This is the dress that I just adore the most from the H&M Wildflower collection. It's the loveliest fit because it has got a smocked panel at the back there, and smocking just means that it fits to your body so perfectly because it's like a giant panel of elastication. I don't believe we've got pockets. It's just very simple. This is a linen blend dress. I've shortened the straps, they are adjustable. I love a straight across neckline. I think it's really just timeless. Once again, sorry because I'm wearing my I look like little Baba black sheep with the little brown or dark green feet, but yeah, you can see the length here, and again it's the exact same pattern, but you can actually see it a little bit more clearly than the dress that I just showed you because yeah, because of the linen fabric. It really does just look like a little wild garden down there, and I love it. What else did I get? Ooh, I got some pajamas. And here they are, the cutest little set of, this fabric is called seersucker pyjamas. They look like just a plain chic pair of white linen PJs. You've got a little elastication around the waist. Yeah, there's no pockets, apart from this one, little bosom pocket. So fabric wise, I'm sure you all know what seersucker is, but it's when it's got like this texture to it. And I just love it. It really just elevates a really simple pair of pyjamas. I think there's something just very classic and timeless about a pair of white, cottony seersucker pyjamas, and I love them. So I'm going to stay in these now because it's nearly 5 o'clock. I'm not doing anything else this afternoon. So, you know, I do want to have a bath though. I think maybe my double Pilates after yesterday's quite intense gym session has finished me off, and I'm going to be on my feet a lot tomorrow. So I think maybe I should have a bath. And it's definitely a bath kind of evening, and I want to carry on watching Manifest. So I might run a bath, get Manifest up on my iPad. Yeah, that sounds perfect. But first, I shall just quickly show you some bras, some of the other bits that I got in my H&M order. I just think their underwear is really good. So I like comfortable little t-shirt style bras. This is what I wear under my thermals, so obviously a lot of the time. It's got a light bit of padding, not like a push-up kind of padding, just you will not see my nipple kind of padding, and it's just cotton, easy. I know that this kind of bra is the kind of bra that I grab for quite a lot because they're just so comfy. So there's that one. Holy moly! Oh my gosh, this is hilarious. This is the kind of bra I used to wear as a teenager. It's got like over an inch of padding. I might actually have boobs in this. This is gonna be so funny. Oh my god, I'm gonna look like when I used to go to like, what were they called? The like under 18, I said like so much in that sentence. When I used to go to the under 18 nightclub evenings, legally of course, they were called like nappy nights or something really silly like that. And I used to think that boys would only fancy me if I had boobies. So I would wear push-up bras like this. I don't anymore. But it's gonna be funny to see what that looks like. Ooh, I was just thinking I might actually have an occasion to wear a push-up bra next week. We've got this really cool special dinner that we're going to, and it's gonna be amazing. I can't wait to bring you along to it. Maybe I don't need Maybe I don't need a padded bra. We shall see. And then this is the final thing that was in my H&M order, because wowza, it reminds me so much of my Saint Laurent bag. I mean, obviously not identical by any stretch, but really similar, with it being canvas and leather. So if you want to get the luxury look for less, then this, I feel, is a fantastic way of doing so. It's a little push it up kind of easy access open, and then you do have a shoulder strap in there. I just thought that was brilliant, absolutely brilliant, super affordable, and it's gonna add a really luxe look to your outfit. So there we go, my darlings. I think I shall end the vlog now because you do not need to see me running a bath, as exciting as that's going to be. So I will bid you farewell now, my darlings. I hope you've enjoyed today's vlog. Let me know if you enjoyed obviously coming out to explore different parts of the Cotswolds with us. I'll do it more when the weather brightens up, because everywhere looks better when the sun is shining. And this may prompt a few more inquiries for Straw Top. So our Straw Top Original Cottage Airbnb, it's pretty fully booked. I think June and July. I think we've got a couple of little sneaky times that you could book in for May. I don't think we've opened up late summer yet, but make sure you're signed up to my newsletter if you would like first access to booking, because that is where we post the link first, and that goes into your inbox on Friday mornings. So make sure you're signed up for that if you want first dibs. And also, those that are signed up to my newsletter will get 1 week's early access to book Straw Top 2 when we open the bookings for that very shortly. So I'll leave a link to subscribe to my newsletter down below. It's always full of the most lovely, wholesome recipes and edits and discount codes that you won't find anywhere else. So yeah, that's my little pitch to sign up to the newsletter. Okay, I'm gonna end the vlog here, darlings. Thank you so much for watching. If you got to the end, I was gonna say leave the word push-up. Yeah, leave the word push-up, but don't out me for having a push-up bra. Somehow sneak push-up into your comment. Lol. If you get to the end of the video. Okay, I'll see you in the next one. Thank you for watching. Do not forget to give it a thumbs up as well. Okay, bye!